So welcome back after a short respite. Now we're going to take a look at the kit from the B-17G Flying Fortress from Revell, 1/48 scale. This is my second favorite bomber from this time. I like the B-24 better, the B-24J especially. So let's take a look here. So first let's take a look at the instruction sheet here. It's an old kit, you can see from the instruction sheet. Revell and monogram. So you see first, we start with the tail wheel assembly. And here we have the ball turret assembly. Here we're starting to build the interior here. This is the, here for the ball turret. The floor. Here are a couple bulkheads. And here's some painting instructions for the bulkheads. Here we have these cylinders. Of course we have the extra ones too. Then we move down here, number 4, the nose gun assembly. Here we have the large piece of the cockpit. It's the steering column, the bomb sight. There's also another here, the seats. More instructions for painting, and I like how they used to do this like this, because it really helps a lot. These days they are not so, I don't know, detail oriented, it seems. And a lot of they give you parts, but they don't show you how it should be painted. You have to do your own research and stuff. And this is better. It's faster. Then here we go. Keep on going with the cockpit here. And the seats. Bulkhead, and here is the instruments. More painting instructions here. Number 6, we have a bulkhead that here goes in the back, and the windows. So number 7, we're starting to put parts inside. We have this middle part here that goes in there. More windows. And then a couple detail parts in here, like boxes. Number 8, we're doing the waist guns and some of the clear parts here. And what I usually do with clear parts that have to go on the inside, I'll put masking tape on them before I put them in, so then I can spray it, and you can use tweezers to get the tape off afterwards.
Is everybody? Come on!
And here we're putting the cockpit in. We have some more clear parts here. More painting instructions for the radios. 10, we're starting to build the bomb racks. Show even a diagram here about how they fit in there. Here we have the other waist gun and the windows. So here we have this is the clear part that goes here. Then we're still building the tail. I think this is for the tail gun. Now we're working on the front. We have the dome, the skylights here, the clear nose, well, and the mount for the gun, and the cockpit glass. Number 15, we're working on building the wheel wells for the main landing gear. You also here have the landing light. Now I've noticed on some of these older kits, or on a lot of kits, older or new, they have these clear parts for the landing lights, but there's no light inside. And I found if you take like the rounded part from the end of a sprue piece and cut it off so thin, you can glue it in there with the part you cut towards the front, and you can paint it in like chrome silver, and it looks like there's light in there. I did that on my PBY5 too, and it turns out pretty good. So 16, we have the left wing assembly. I don't see any assembly to it, they're just putting it on already, but where does it go together? 18, we have here, that's the belly gun and antenna. 19, I'm building the turret here. 20, we have this waist gun. Another one. So 21, we're building the tail gun assembly. I have the frame here and the gun. 22, horizontal stabilizer. 23, building the engines together. And you can always find pictures of these engines on the internet, so you can paint it, right? So you paint it good. Because although they put good instructions for painting the interior parts, there's not really good instructions for painting this. So we have the cowling, the propeller, and then putting the propeller, putting the cowlings onto the aircraft. 24 is just a couple of instruments that go on there. 25, we have a bomb cart, which is kind of cool because, well, I have a tractor. I don't remember if this tractor is from a B-17 or a B-24 that I used to have, but I still have the tractor to it. So there's a tractor and a bomb cart. Kind of cool. It's good sometimes to keep older stuff. And then we have our painting instructions. So this side is for El Lobo 2. This is in silver, or bare metal. And you can see also here's a blue stripe, which I like to paint stuff like that on. And there's also these areas that are black for the anti-glare, And this is for Chowhound. This is in green and gray. I kind of like to build the all metal one. The all metal one though. And here on the back, instructions for decals, putting the decals on, and some information over the aircrafts. Also in this kit is a sheet here on tips on building dioramas. It has a lot of good information in it, it looks like. But it's not the aircraft that we're building here. This one's called In the Pink, which looks pretty cool. It looks pretty crashed aircraft there, but look how they did a really good job. And this is pretty old, so. So here's our decal sheet. You see it's yellowed, it's older. I may have some extra ones up in my box because I have a box full of older decals. But I'm pretty sure they'll end up working good. You can see they also didn't add the stripes. Those have to be painted on, which I would have done anyways. But yeah, the Revels look good. I think they look pretty good despite their age. They're not ruined in any way except for being yellow, and the yellow will come off. Next time I build a kit that has decals like this, I'll do a video on how I get the yellow out. It's not that hard really. It just takes more time. So this kit did have some loose parts in it. Here are the loose parts. We have one propeller. It's not painted, actually molded in black. This has most of the trees are in this, it says light gray, but it's like a silverish gray. And then there's a black tree, and then there's a clear tree. And they're not really numbered as A, B, or anything like that, or at least not that I can tell. I'm going to see here. There's some nice looking detail on it actually, for being as old as it is. But there's also these pin marks here, which is going to be a problem. I'm going to have to cut them down, sand them and everything. And there's 3 of them here. Although, this is for the main wheels. Then we have one of the landing gear struts here. Doesn't look so bad really. But we have the resin ones, so. This is the strut for the tail wheel. See, it's like only half done, it looks like. And the propeller. So first, let's take a look at the clear sprue. This part was also separated. It's the half of the turret. See, like normal for these older kits, the glass is pretty thick, but it does have some nice looking frames around it, I think. And see, it's also not completely straight or anything. But I think it's gonna... You know, I've built stuff like this a lot before. I have a lot of these older bombers and stuff. And they turn out pretty good most of the time. Not to say there's never any problems with them. But they're not bad. So now we'll go to the sprue here with the fuselage. You also see a lot of the... Here's the for the bomb cart. The cockpit area. We also have quite a few figures here. You have the engines. The bomb rack. You see the cockpit is pretty bare. Not much to see there. It's going to need some work. You see this has raised panel lines, which I don't find to be a really big deal. It still has some decent detail to it. The engines. I think the figures look pretty good too. See, on the interior there is quite a bit of detail in there too. Also here in the front. But then in the cockpit there's nothing. Weird. But I wish they would have went all the way through with it. Even though it'd probably be hidden, I guess, between the bulkheads. But still. Make it complete. So here in the next sprues, we have the top of the wings. I would think the top of the horizontal stabilizers. There's a couple more bombs here. Our other main landing gear. And a couple of the bulkheads. And for the back. I'm not exactly sure which one that is. You see here the turbochargers are already in. So if I want to use the turbochargers that came with the extra kit, I'll have to cut these out. That'll be quite a job. But I have a little saw I got. It'll work. You see once again on the bulkheads, it's good detail. On the wings, raised panel lines. And there's the other side for the landing gear bay. So here's the other tree with the wings. I was wrong because it didn't look good. It's...
What an idiot!
It's the top and the bottom half of a wing, and probably the top and the bottom half of a stabilizer. I won't really know till I get it together. They did a really good job with the bulkheads on these, I think. With the detail on them. Here's a part for the tail gun. We have a replacement for that. The other bulkhead here. You see this has these weird stripes on it too from the molding. So here's our last sprue. This one is molded in black. You see it has the wheels, the propellers. Here is the instrument panel. And some more of the internal parts. Machine guns. Which really, I think these machine guns look pretty good. Don't think it was really necessary to put the other ones in there. I mean for the resin ones. But we have the resin ones. Might as well use them. And I can probably find a place to put these. I'm sure probably on other bombers it's missing some. So, see, these wheels are not weighted though. And there's some, oh yes they are. They are weighted. It just looks a little bit weird with the attachment there. But there's flash all over this thing too. It was a really heavily produced model over a lot of years. Well, I would say this kit looks decent. I did build a B-17 before when I was young, but it was on 1/72 scale. I wish I still had it because it was cool, but this is a 1/48 scale, and I usually build my aircraft in that scale, so I think it'll be better. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and join me next time. We'll be taking a look at this 1/700 scale Mikasa battleship from Hasegawa. It's a pretty good looking battleship, I think, and it's an older one, pre-war, but it's cool.